Hello YouTube, welcome to the ultimate Bel'Veth guide. There were so many requests of me finally releasing a Bel'Veth guide, and here I am with you guys. For those who don't know, I played Bel'Veth in High Career Challenger, and I've been Challenger since multiple seasons playing Bel'Veth at the top Apex tiers. Champion is an insane amount of fun, and in this video, I will show you which runes you should take, which kind of playstyle you should have, what items you should go for, which summoner spells you should go for, how to play her from a macro perspective. I will also have active games to show you how to play her. And yeah, simply enjoy. If you want to master Bel'Veth, you're perfectly right here. Kiss your hearts and let's start.
My blade is yours.
Alright, let's first start with the spells. With Bel'Veth, you should play her in the jungle, of course. If you play her top lane, that is completely fine when you are able to play for early grubs. Interesting idea. There are some Korean players playing it. I also myself would love to play that or give it a try. But mainly she's of course a jungle champion in the jungle, so you always need smite. And as secondary summoner spell, I would highly recommend to use flash, both because you can use your Q, cancel the Q animation with your flash, and it already applies the Q damage and the on it effects. Ghost is okay. Exhausting Ignite is also okay, but clearly worse than flash. Flash is straight up better. Flash in general is broken because it always gives you an escape tool, basically a joker card to survive. Ghost, again, similar as with Master Yi or with most junglers, was good in the past before it got nerfed, and now flash again is straight up better. Keep in mind, whenever you have flash with any jungle champion, you always have that joker card to disengage, and you also have a joker card to engage on enemy ADC, so you always have a surprise effect. With Ghost, it is way more predictable. All right, now we get to the abilities of Bel'Veth real quick. This is mainly for the beginners. I would also say lower elo players, let's say platinum or below, and also people that don't know everything about this champion yet. Also for people that do not play Bel'Veth, there's a lot of things that most players do not know even in higher tiers. Number one, your Q, very basic. You dash towards the direction. You can choose the precision of it. Okay, what does that mean? You see you have 4 different directions. Now you can dash with this one towards the entire range here. That means I can basically dash twice forward with that. I will show you. Q, Q. Basically twice forward, but I can decide with the angle here. So basically it's like a cake, right? I have here the options where I dash to. Oh, it's not precise right now, but it's basically like this, right? So it needs to be always 90 degrees. The advantage of this is that you can always disengage or engage basically twice forward with those Qs. This is what I do all the time. But for you to understand on a basic level, let's keep it simple, is your Q deals damage and applies on it effects. That's it. Okay? So your Q applies damage and on it effects like Witsend, Bel'Veth King, Kraken Slayer gets applied. That's where you buy these items most of the times with these kind of characters, with on-hit effects applied. Okay, next is, we stay with Q. You can Q flash on enemies, applying the Q damage. What you need to do there is, you need to cancel the Q animation with your flash. That means whilst you're dashing, you cancel mid-air the Q with your flash. That's already one of the tips I can give you with Bel'Veth, okay? I'm just gonna explain ability after ability here for you guys. So it's a lot of tips and tricks that I can use you for your games, okay? Next is, so you cancel the Q mid-air, flash into them, and you saw the 80 damage. You can constantly apply it, okay? It's very consistent. Next, you always want to use your Qs with an auto attack reset. That means, if the enemy dummy is here, you don't just wanna Q, auto, auto, Q. For example, you don't want to play like this. You wanna auto Q, auto. Okay? So you wanna auto Q, auto, auto Q, auto, auto Q. So you always cancel the Q animation. Why not Q, auto, auto Q? So auto Q, Q, because your Q still has cooldown and your auto attack still has cooldown. Means, for example, you engage in this guy. Q, auto, auto Q, auto, auto Q, auto. Auto Q, auto. So you cancel the auto attack animation with your Q. That's the max DPS output. Doesn't change with any old form. Doesn't change. You clear the jungle camps, you clear dragon, you fight enemies. It's always the exact same. So it's very easy to learn. and be also hyper consistent on it. Next thing is the wall. If you Q into the wall, it has a longer cast time than when you Q into the wall directly. That means you want to drag, for example, the blue buff always on your clears to the wall here. Or like any wall basically. And then you have these left two Qs to cancel animation, means auto Q, auto. Auto Q, auto. So you have the fastest clear possible. That's about the Qs from Bel'Veth. We might come later to this again, but with your Q also, the more attack speed you have, the faster you have your Q back up. That means your passive, we will get to that also in a second, you will get those little spikes. With those spikes, you will have more attack speed, then your Q gets up faster. Similar with when you pick up your ult, you have more attack speed. When you get your passive stacks, the lavender stacks, you have more attack speed. When you buy items, you have more attack speed. That's why Bel'Veth gets so much attack speed. Next, the lavender stacks. Very basic. Whenever you do a jungle camp or a minion, like big minion like the cannon, or let's say the dragon, you get stacks. You see I have 0 stacks right now. Bel'Veth has estimated 0% attack speed. Boom. Now I have 1. 0.52. So every time I get a stack, I get more attack speed. That's why you want to farm so much. That's why she's hyper scaling so well. And the more attack speed you have, the faster Q gets back up. That's one thing of her passive. Next is whenever you Q or use any ability, okay, you get these stacks. When you're out of combat, they run out again very shortly. When you stay in combat and every out attack, you proc one of these. Only thing that this does is you have more attack speed during this time. Now I have 0.8, now I have 1.09. So every time you use an ability, you have more attack speed. And then you have max to here 3-6 stacks, and you apply it with out attacks, where you have more attack speed. That's all you need to know. W. W is an ability you use towards enemy to knock them up. It's also a very strong tool. Problem with her W is that it's very easy to dodge, because as you can see, the cast time is pretty long. So Lucian, for example, can dodge it. You want to use it on enemies that don't have a dash or that just use their dash. Means a Lucian dashed away. Now it's easy to Q onto him and W him. Your W also deals some damage. And after they got hit, it slows them for 50% for 1.5 seconds. Now, if you have your Q used, let's say you Q towards enemies, and you W towards the enemies and you hit them, you instantly get 1 Q back up again. Okay, that's also very important to know. That means you can dash onto enemies, like that, W, and then can immediately dash again. That means you can have multiple dashes. That also works, for your information, if we use all our Qs here and we W like this and we knock up both, we actually get 2 Qs up. Because you get a Q up for every direction your W hits. That means, technically speaking, you could put here another dummy, right? And you will see if I W like this. Okay, now I got 2, but if I hit this guy as well, I would have all 3 Qs back up. So I can deal a lot of damage and have a very consistent damage output with that. You want to use a W also as auto reset, means auto W, auto. At best, so you have, if you play with Conqueror, also more Conqueror stacks and more total damage. Big tip for you guys, if you fight in almost any stat checking position, means a 1v1, if you hit your W, Bel'Veth wins almost every time. Because enemies are stunned, it deals damage. Technically you get Conqueror stacks if you go Conqueror. And you have another Q, which means another auto attack Q reset. That's a lot of damage output put onto enemies. Let's talk about her E. E is simple. You gain damage reduction and lifesteal. That's what you need to keep in mind always. Whenever they have a Vega ult hitting you, you want to use it for damage reduction. You're basically stunned on the ground here, and on the radar here, you will apply on-hit effect and damage. You do a lot of damage with it. At best, you want to use your Q when you have spikes up already, because the more attack speed you have, the more powerful it is. This is all you need to keep in mind. I'll keep it simple. The more attack speed you have, the more damage you deal with this ability. Means if you have 10 attack speed, you will do a lot of attacks and do a lot of on-hit damage and also a lot of damage output in the first place. If you click on it again, you will recast it. You also see the duration here. It's pretty decent, pretty long. Cooldown also pretty long. You see, W11 and E has 20 seconds cooldown. So every time you fight, at best you want to have E up because that's the core ability from Bel'Veth. And very important, you deal more damage the lower HP they are. You also, if you skill it, get more damage reduction. Cooldown gets down just by a tiny bit. You see here the stats exactly. So each attack strikes the lowest health enemy, dealing 12 to 49 physical damage based on target's missing health. You always want to use your E when they are low HP. The lower HP they are, the more your E deals damage. If they're full HP, you deal almost no damage with it. You also proc your Conqueror very quickly with it. So Bel'Veth has a lot of tools to stack the Conqueror. We get to that later on. Beautiful. Next thing you gotta know, very important as well, you can cancel the E with any Q. That means you can basically, let's say there's an enemy, and we Q onto him, W, get another Q, auto Q, and then we E, and then do you see an ability throwing at you, you can immediately cancel your E with your Q. I will show you again. This is an enemy, half HP enemy. And here's a Vega, ready to ult me. I will QW, auto Q, cancel the animation, auto Q again, auto E. Then the Vega will... Okay, not the Vega's a terrible example because it's point and click ult. Let's say Vega Qs me, right? And I'm very low HP. And then I try to dodge his Q with my last Q. So, Q, auto W, auto Q, auto attack Q, auto attack E. Now Vega Qs me and I dodge her with my Q. And then I could even, if I have the ult form, go over wall again like this. Very tricky champion, very fun to play. Would highly recommend to learn her and become the GOAT on Bel'Veth. I love this champion. This was a lot of complicated stuff already. A lot of things to remember. Now we get to the ult. First thing about the ult. The passive. A lot of people don't know this. This is also where she got buffed. You deal true damage on hits, stacking infinity. That means look at the dummy. 5, 12, 20. Yeah, very low attacks, but let's scale up here a little bit. Let's stack it up a little bit so you can see it very well. Now, you see my true damage here? Every attack I do, it increases exponentially. That means every out attack, it increases, and then afterwards increases even more on the increasement. So it gets very high into the top if you do a lot of out attacks at the same time. For example, here, you see every out attack already? 366. 380. It gets massive up. Okay, that means if you attack the same dummy over and over, you will shred anything. But it takes a lot of auto attacks for that, okay? For example, you play against Cassandra and you perma attack him. Eventually, you will just straight up shred him because it's raw true damage. Beautiful. Now we get to Bel'Veth her ult. Gives her here all you need to know. Your ult gives you HP, move speed, out of combat, attack range, attack speed. That's it for the stats. So you get way stronger. And you can Q over walls now. If you look here, as example, you cannot Q over walls. It's impossible. But if you get, let's say, one grab, you get your ult form. You pick it up. I will explain what exactly you pick up here, by the way. Now you can use your Qs to dash over wall. Every single time. This is so fun to play. Because if there's an enemy here, for example, you can even find a way, I will show you when I get my Q back up, to go over the wall, attack the plant, go over the wall again. Like you have so many opportunities like this. It's really, really fun, really, really beautiful. Okay, now there's a little bit more to that. You have two forms of Bel'Veth Ultimate. The one is the Void form. That's what I just picked up. It lasts for 180 seconds. You can also cure walls. You get these exact same stats. With the Void ult form, which lasts for 180 seconds, you're able to spawn void mines. I will show you when we spawn minions. That means when these minions die, or my minions die, then there will spawn these little minions. That's how you're able to get so many waves. Now you see these minions and they attack for me, and they're basically no minions. I have no control over them, and they just push. So they run to the tower now, to the first tower. and they will die, but they get vision, they are powerful eventually, right? They do something, they have an impact, and it's just really nice to see. For example, here I'm pushing, I already spawned those little minions. I also spawned those minions on grubs. Let's say I spawn my grubs here, then these minions spawn another minions, and these minions also attack. As you can see, tower needs to always attack them one by one. So it's insane power. Another minion attacks the big minion, spawns another minion. Attacks the small minion. Now I can even take the wave here whilst my wave dies, right? As you can see, I can still stay on the tower until my wave comes because I have so many small minions. And you can imagine how much push potential you have with that. When do you get the void form? The void form you get when you pick up Herald, Void Grubs, Baron. When you pick this up with your ult, you get void form. Okay, about it. You see how powerful it is here, right? Now, if you pick up the dragon, you will get the normal ult form, which is the exact same, but you don't spawn these little minions, and it only lasts for 60 seconds. If you have void form, you see it's running out, and you pick up the normal ult form, you get an additional 60 seconds to the ult form. So you always have 60 seconds on your ult when you pick up a champion, when you pick up a dragon, when you pick up, basically that's it, right? That's you cannot pick more up. But if you pick up the Herald, anything that is void related, you get the 180 seconds one. That means if I would kill this Herald now and I would pick it up, I would get 180 seconds again, fully restored. And that's the max you can have. If this runs out now, and then I clear the dragon again, I will show you this real quick, just that nobody's confused here. I will pick up the dragon again. I will go to the dragon. You see, now I have the old form. I can still dash over a wall, but it runs out, you see. You can, by the way, still go over the wall until 0 seconds. Now you cannot go over wall anymore. And now I lose my attack range, attack speed, HP, everything, right? We're gonna try to kill this real quick. Okay, this is really bugged right now. I don't know why it shows 60 seconds here. This is hilarious. Okay, but I picked this dragon up, and now you see I have in total exactly 60 seconds. And I don't spawn these little minions anymore. Okay, now what do I even pick up? That's the next thing. When you slay something and you pick it up, okay, what I just did. Every time you kill an enemy, I'm gonna kill this as well, so I can explain it. When you pick this up, you also slow enemies and deal damage to nearby targets. That means if I put here enemies, right? And now I pick it up, I would slow them in this field and deal damage to them. You deal more damage again, the lower HP they have. So you can surprise enemies by picking up an ult form and killing them. If you already have an ult form and you pick up an ult form, you will get HP back. Every time you pick an ult form, you will get a lavender stack as well. If you kill someone, you also get a lavender stack. That means if there's an enemy dummy that you killed, you get 1 lavender stack, plus picking it up, you have 2 lavender stacks. Now, these stacks, right? I already killed like 14, so now I have 15.4 attack speed from her prey. So I have 1.27 attack speed now. It just gets more and more. If I have 100 stacks, you can imagine I get more and more attack speed. I get very powerful, so I'm very hyper scaling. Plus I deal infinity true damage on hit. Plus I deal more damage to low HP they have. Plus with the builds, I'm just an absolute tank shred monster. So funny to play. So you can pick this ult up. Whenever you kill an enemy, you will pick it up to restore your ult. You have then your true form or your void true form. You can jump over walls, you have more attack range, HP, you can stat check people better. If you kill more, you get more lavender stacks, you reset your ult form. It's a very snowball heavy champion in general. Bel'Veth is very snowball heavy. Okay, this is like very basic ability guide here. I've been talking now since 20 minutes. You see, Bel'Veth is more of a complicated champion, but I'm pretty sure a lot of beginners here, a lot of Bel'Veth enjoyers found this already very helpful. Let's go. Okay, let's talk about the runes you should be taking with Bel'Veth. Now, first of all, the majority of Bel'Veth players plays Conqueror, which is completely fine to take. First, let's talk about the second rune pages, and then I will talk about the keystone. So, Triumph always. You're a snowballing champion, you need to get kills, you need to get resets, you get gold, you get a missing health, you're fighting until death. It's beautiful, really good for Bel'Veth. Straight up, no argument, nothing optional. Next, Precision is the only first rune page I tolerate. Everything else is win rate and just not optimally used. You can do it for fun, I don't care, it's just not good. Alacrity, Haste, Bloodline. Haste is useless because your Q works mainly with attack speed. You get more attack speed, you scale faster, you win. Bloodline, maybe if it's get buffed one day in the future, interesting. But since a very long time, Alacrity always the best, more total value for Bel'Veth. Coup de Grace, last sentence and Kolkata are both not optional. There are some people that would say, yeah, maybe you... No, you can't. You go Coup de Grace every single time. Why? Because you're dealing missing health on enemy. You want to deal max damage output. You want to kill him. You're a reset champion. You want to get the resets. There's also no discussion that that's by far the best. As second rune page, you can go Domination, Relentless Hunter, Treasure Hunter, Sudden Impact, Sixth Sense. You can go Sorcery, more movement speed, like Nimbus Cloak into Celerity. You cannot really go Resolve. But throughout all these, Inspiration is just 100% the best. Would always recommend it. You can go Magical Footwear, Cashback. Cashback just got nerfed. It's from 8% to 7.5. Right now, Cashback is 100% still the best. Most total value, plus you want to scale. Very insane. Items Bel'Veth buys are expensive, so it takes long until she's full build anyways. Really, really, really good for Bel'Veth. You want to have cashback every game. Again, Magical Footwear is debatable, completely fine, but cashback is the best. Next, as secondary, Biscuit, Trip Time, Time Warp Tonic, Triple Tonic, all garbage. The best is Triple Tonic. You can take it. It got nerfed as well. Wouldn't recommend it. I think Cosmic Insight has the highest impact on the game and would by far recommend it every single game. You want to have it at best. Very good value, very good rune. Keep in mind, Triple Tonic and cashback together is also fine. Okay, I just like Cosmic Insight. I want to have my flash up all the time. And my smite too. It's just really decent, right? Next, you don't want to go cooldown. You don't need more attack speed. Why? Because the most damage output you have is with your Qs. You perma Q. You want to have Adaptive Force. Straight up, highest value. Adaptive Force, and then always, as for basically any jungler, scaling health. Technically, you can also go movement speed or scaling health here, but I always had the highest success and most pressure on the map with 80-80. So this is the best rune page to take. If you're below master tier, go Conqueror every single game. You proc it with almost everything. You heal a lot, you deal a lot of damage. Very powerful, very strong. If you play really well with your Qs, or you are above master tier and you're very confident, you can go Fleet Footwork. That's what I like the most on Bel'Veth. These are basically all the options there is for Bel'Veth, and this is everything about the runes. Fleet Footwork though. Conqueror doesn't work in the jungle. She's a very farming heavy, hyper-scaling beast, monster, 1v9 carry. And Conqueror does nothing for the jungle. Fleet Footwork gives you constant movement speed, so you're faster. And you're permanently full HP. Permanently, always full HP. You heal so much. And in a lot of games, I have 10,000 healing in total in the end. It's just so valuable. Plus, with the movement speed, you can kite enemies very well. You can drag enemies towards you while you try to escape and do some shenanigans in enemy jungle with invading style. In general, Bel'Veth is very strong in invading. You basically kite enemies very long. It's more like a Singed kind of playstyle where you want them to chase you because you're basically unkillable, uncatchable because of all your Qs, your flash, Fleet Footwork. It's so difficult to find a way to catch her. Conqueror is more for stat checking. I also go Conqueror when I play against, let's say, Leona, Galio, Cyan. Like, they just stat check my ass, you know? Then I don't... Fleet Footwork doesn't do anything. But if I play against Bard, champions that like Ahri, where I know Conqueror won't do anything, I just want to have a way to sidestep better, have a way to catch them better, have a way to play side then a lot, have a way to catch the Bard, play around the entire map, more control over the map. I just prefer Fleet Footwork without a doubt. Now, again, Conqueror is for sure extremely good. I'm pretty sure Conqueror has to have a higher win rate than Fleet Footwork because Fleet Footwork is basically a master of art. I would just call it like this. Bel'Veth at high level of gameplay, playing her precisely well is art, and I love it. It's so beautiful. I can't wait to play it again, and I'm just in love with this shit, okay? Okay, now we come to a very beautiful part, that is the itemization with Bel'Veth. Because Bel'Veth has so many options to kill tanks, anything is optional to buy. Let's start with the core. Core with Bel'Veth is always Kraken or Blade of the Rune King. Kraken is, though, straight up better. What does that mean? It has the highest damage output. You proc it so often because it procs on hit with your Qs, you see? If I Q, my Q procs Kraken like this. Insanely fun, insanely valuable, insane damage. I just did a few out attacks, it already did 750 damage. It's so insanely valuable. Plus it does on hit damage. with your E it works. This was like 40 damage just with Kraken. Like, it's so good, okay? Kraken is the best. There is no discussion. Then a second item. You always would love to have Strikebreaker. Because Bel'Veth is also squishy. I don't really have anything to defend myself if I'm starting to stat check. So I will just be fighting. So you want to have some sort of health. Similar as if you buy magic resist or armor, you want to have a little bit. Because if you have 10 magic resist and you fight against an Arich, she will one-shot you. If you have 50 magic resist, she still deals a lot of damage. If you have 100 magic resist, she deals almost no damage. And if you have 200 magic resist, the difference from 100 to 150 is way less than from 50 to 100. So you always want to have a little bit HP, a little bit armor, a little bit magic resist for the max value. You get already a lot of HP through your ult. Now with Strikebreaker, you're basically already a tank. So you have like 5,000 HP just by existing, you know. You have your damage output. You see, this also does you have 45 attack damage, another 40 attack damage. You have attack speed 40, now another 25 attack speed. You deal insane damage on hit. Strikebreaker is so good for Bel'Veth. Okay, now why as well? Because of the slow. You can proc the slow. You see, if I go full cooldown, you proc it very fast when you're close to the enemy. So here, if I Q into the enemy, how can enemies dodge it? Like, let's say this is an enemy Darius. Okay, let's not say Darius. Let's say an army trying to run away from us, okay? Like, it's not dodgeable. And now if I have more ult form too, with more attack range and stuff. And now, this slows for, here we see 35%. And we gain 35% per champion hit for 3 seconds. So we also get very fast, as you can see. Which is similar than Fleet Footwork and with Bel'Veth Qs, and like, you're just so mobile. You can do so many things with her. It's pure art. Now, if you hit your W and the enemies don't have a dash, it's still easy to sidestep. If this guy walks upwards, it's already dodged. If this guy walks downwards, it's already dodged. If I center it, even then, it's pretty difficult because the animation time, it takes some time until it hits. Pretty easy to sidestep for enemies. If you slow them though and then W, it's very difficult for them to find a way to walk out of it. So if you play against Orianna, Victor, Lucian without dash, Grace without dash, Nami without dash, Zillion without dash, you have very consistent damage output. And now if this is like a Zillion, right? And you slow him, W auto, Q auto, you're already on him. There was already 2,300 damage. Why is you are a tank because of Strikebreaker? Now imagine the total value. Okay, now back to Blade of Rune King and Kraken. You can also go Kraken Slayer into Blade of Rune King for max damage output. You can go Kraken Slayer into Witsand for a lot of damage output. We go Witsand here. You can go Kraken Slayer into Rage Blade for insane damage output, which procs again very well with your E. So your E deals insane damage with Rage Blade because it's again on hit. So very valuable, very powerful. Problem is that you're too squishy. So even though you deal a lot of damage, you have good sustain with Blade of Rune King, we assume, you are very squishy. So if you go to a very old Master Yi build like this, you deal a lot of damage, yes, but Master Yi has his Alpha Strike to get untargetable. So he can dodge a Veigar ult. If Veigar ults Bel'Veth, she needs to stat check that, which is so difficult, right? So you always want to have some sort of if Veigar W QEs Bel'Veth, she is one shot. If I have this item build, I can have sustain, I can have damage, but if an army hits an ult on me and then Veigar cages, I am dead. If I have Strikebreaker instead of this, let's say Kraken, Strikebreaker, Witsend, then I have tenacity, I have HP, I have tools to play the game. So this kind of item build, similar as this kind of item build, you can buy if you really love it, or two, if you are completely snowballing on enemies. Which rarely is the case that you're giga snowballing, and even then I would debate that Strikebreaker is a very good alternative, but yeah, this is a snowball build, works fine, very strong. If you're hyper consistent, never dying, always making sure you're in a surviving position, then yeah, I would recommend this for sure. Okay, yet still the core build, which I go basically 95 to 100% of all my games, is this: insane damage, insane HP, good attack speed, good attack damage, good on-hit damage, good. Yeah, I have everything. And then you go C-Caps or Mercs or Swifties. Sports of Swiftness, Sea Caps, or Mercs. I go Swifties here as for example. So you know it's an option. You don't really want to go Berserkers ever. So it's always either Sea Caps if they have heavy AD, Mercs if you need tenacity or they have heavy AP, and Swifties if they slow you a lot and you don't really need Mercs, you don't really need Seal Caps, you can raw tank it. Then you just go Swifties. That's simple. That's it. That's the entire magic behind Bel'Veth first item. As next item, we have so many options. You can go Blade from King again. Best item as third in most cases is best. Wow, nice. Pick rate increased massively. Big. Okay, now you can go. You see here, Kraken, best. Second, Strikebreaker. You see some go Blade from King. That is from Snowball. That's why the win rate is high. Same with Ragebait. Exactly like I said, right? Now, third, you see the win rates? A lot of option. Best item, you see Deathstand, Witsend. The combo is brutal because you have magic resist and you have armor. And you have already HP from Strikebreaker and you already have HP from your ult. So, what you want to is have these items on Bel'Veth. That's what you want. That's art. That's beautiful. That's the core. That's how you play her, okay? But, you see, if I do a little bit damage here, okay? Let's just say a full combo. Witsend 250. Kraken 4.3k from before ready. If they deal damage to you, have HP, you have Death Stance, you proc someone, you pick it up, you heal again from the old pickup, you get heal again from Death. It's beautiful, right? Okay, now, it depends fully on enemy team comp. If they have a full tank and you think you shred them without Blade from King, go Witsend. I rarely go Blade from King as third. I 90% of the time go Witsend. Let's say 80% because the other items are also good, okay? Death Stance. You can go Death Stance as third. I don't like it. I would not recommend it. You can go if enemies have heavy AD and you just think you really, really need to survive against like Yana or something. Perfect. What is also very, very, very optional is Hullbreaker. Why? Look what I do to this tower. Without minions. I do absolutely nothing. Okay, I need minions. But 20 damage. 90. 20. 90. How often I can shred these towers when I have minions, you will be shocked. So your split push potential is giga high. Movement speed is the best stat for Bel'Veth. Health, oh my god. More attack damage, oh my god. You deal so much damage, which again works beautiful. You see how often we proc it here. You see 400, 480, 500, 700. Like, it's just really good damage. This is insanely valuable, insanely good. You did the structures already alone. 300 here. The champions 500. I would highly recommend it as third item if you need to split push and side in a lot. If you cannot team fight, if you're weaker, if you are ahead but you have to side in, if enemies cannot contest your side in. You play against Sinerias. She can't do anything against Bel'Veth. If you play against the Riven, it's more tricky. I'm not sure if Hullbreaker is going to be that valuable then. Okay, and all the items are... Now we have it. Kraken Stride, then we can go, depending on game. Witsend, Death Stance, Hullbreaker, Terminus, Blade from King, all depends on the game. Best is Witsend, then Death Stance very, very good, Hullbreaker very good in a lot of games. And if you have an AD set that is fat, or your top laner's AD in is fat, Black Cleaver is so good on Bel'Veth as well. Means, I go, most of the games, Kraken, Strikebreaker, Witsend. Now we have heavy AD and very good AD champions, and the enemies have tanks. I want to shred them. Black Cleaver instead of Hullbreaker. I don't want a team fight. I want a side lane. Hullbreaker. I wanna shred them again. Black Cleaver. Now we have Kraken, Stride, Wits, and Black Cleaver. And now it again depends. Do we need Hullbreaker now? Should I go Witsend? I already have Witsend. Should I go GA? Death Sense now, right? Interesting options. Deadman's Blade, not really, but you see this is already basically all the items that I would consider for Bel'Veth. You see all the items that I said are fine. And I already gave you a lot of guidance on which items you can buy in which situations. In some games, Spirit Visage, if you have a lot of healing. Bloodmaid, in some games, rarely the case. Sterax, rarely. Jaksho, rarely. All optional depending on game, whatever you need. But again, most of the time, Kraken, Stride, Witsend, Black Cleaver / Hullbreaker / Death Stance / as next item, Death Stance / Black Cleaver / Spirit Visage / Bloodmaid / etc. Beautiful. Okay, let's get to the active gameplay of Bel'Veth. So I'm gonna play now a game in 400 LP Master Tier MMR. It's gonna be a high elo game. I'm gonna do live commentary. Keep in mind, here on the Sinerias VODs channel, we have this game where I played Bel'Veth in Emerald Diamond MMR. First, before you watch now the game I'm going to present, watch the video here. This is an insanely valuable educational Bel'Veth game. The link to that and the VODs channel is in the description. And now we jump to the higher elo Bel'Veth game, which is gonna be amazing. Let's go. All right, beautiful. Now here we have always the blue jungle pet because movement speed is how you play with Bel'Veth. In this specific game, I do run fleet footwork. Keep in mind exactly the runes we talked about. Conqueror, completely fine. I just show you how I play it with fleet footwork now. You can level 1 invade with Bel'Veth, which I do all the time. You can make sure to check out my streams there, the VODs channel. I'm gonna have different type of gameplay. Now I'm gonna do a very basic Bel'Veth guide, how to play Bel'Veth. It's one of her strengths to invade, but I'm just gonna cover. I'm not even gonna put a ward because Charvan can't really do anything. And I'm just gonna make sure I get ahead, okay? We start chickens, always. You can start wrap off to a normal clear, that's completely fine. I like chicken start by far the most. Pull it until this circle here. Dies from the burn. Perfect. Everything is good so far. Q auto, auto Q auto, auto Q auto, auto Q auto, and now auto E, auto. Perfect clear so far. We use our jungle pet burn now. Perfect. We start with Q auto, auto Q to the wall, auto Q to the wall, auto. Now we wait a little bit. Q, and now we auto and then we E. Like that. We saw Charvan pathing to top side. You cannot invade this game because you have a Kassa in mid lane. You basically have no mid laner until he's level 6. You need to have respect for that. So you want the game to be very peaceful actually. You don't want too much action in the game. So you can just farm up first. You W the Grump. You want to do Wurz into Grump. So your Grump and Wurz have the same respawn timer. So far it looks really cooked on the map. We are basically losing everywhere. Bot lane is behind CS, mid lane is behind CS, top lane looks okay, but Charvan is top side. Notice how I cleared this. You can copy paste, you can do one more auto attack on the Grump before kiting it if you want to. If you're scared that they're here, you can also ward this push here. But I'm pretty not scared because we saw Charvan pathing bot to top. After bot skull, you don't want to make a mid lane play because Charvan is also top side. Need to danger ping here. Just gonna walk mid lane. I don't want to gank him. I just want to path through to my chickens. We full commits like that. That is giga worth it for us. So we applied pressure on the map. Now we're already basically having more pressure. We do already outcompete the Charvan. Flashing for the kill is not needed because if you give a kill to Kassin early, if Kassin finds a trade kill, we take that 100%. Technically, what you could have done is insta-flash on the Sylas flash to insta-flash W him. That's okay. I didn't feel like that was the best play in this position. Now you smite this big Krug because you have 2 smites. I want to have it used as often as possible. W base. There's no top lane play. There's no mid lane play. We know where Charvan is, so we danger ping that. Now we buy Hardbone X. If you have 1.3k gold, you buy triple longsword dagger. If you have 1.2 Hardbone X. If you have 1.350, you buy like 60, you go Rectrix into longsword into dagger. There are some options to buy, right? You always want to go longswords first and then you want to go daggers. He casts in mid lane. I'm not sure if I can do an early dragon, most likely not. Charvan is right now top side. We're gonna ping that. The far game goes completely fine, exactly like you wanted. We want it to be chill, so it's like very valuable for you guys to see. Okay, interesting. This is how I should be playing. Okay, we want to fight a bot lane gank. We know Charvan is around top side, so fighting a bot lane gank would be really good for us. Why is Charvan top side? Because of his gank is clear, right? So we're gonna danger ping this. If Karma goes, now we can walk up. You see, they walk up. They have vision us, but that's okay. Use our combo. Almost found a kill already. Probably cannot go further. Tin also doesn't walk up for some reason. Dodged the trap here. Very surprised that Shin didn't walk up. Was very free for us. He doesn't flame. We stay very calm, rational. We don't get emotional. We don't have any control over the bot side area here. We have control over Skull and I can't really stay. So I'm just gonna run to my chickens now because I don't really have a good reset timer. Get a vision on me, that's okay. I cannot play grubs at all. I cannot not want to give the dragon though. I am half HP and I have the strongest smite. He should be on bot skull. He can do dragon afterwards. I'm pretty sure the enemy support is not here in position. Just gonna walk up here. He's not on it. Okay, then we base. By a longsword and a dagger. We want to make sure that he's not on the dragon. He could have sneaked it because I was topside, right? He didn't do it surprisingly. So we just base. And now we go Crux into wrap up and then we see what we do. This is really bad. Nothing we can do about it. Cassim plays really poor. Really bad performance from my team. Generally, this is an interesting game where how we play from behind. The VODs game that I wanted to show you guys is on me being ahead. I'm muting all exactly fine. Yeah, he doesn't control his emotion. As we know, casual like master 300 LP lobby. At least he's not flaming, right? We're gonna take bot seconds. Now, we do want to play grubs, we do want to play dragon, but we're not in position right now to decide. Again, if you have Kassadin, you basically have no mid lane now. He is really, really weak. Plus, he's getting rolled over right now, so it's very tricky for me to find something. I cannot really just start the dragon. Enemies will have full control. I think I'm gonna go bot side gang after the Grum. Yeah, good gang. Kassim found one kill, really nice. We don't know where Charvin is, but he probably passed bot to top. Similar clear path. We don't have control over grubs because we don't have mid prior, as I said. I'm just gonna start the dragon here. Still has barrier. Could be a kill. Nice. I don't want to flash, but I'm gonna flash because I really want to get the ult form reset. And I don't want her to execute, right? Charvin is top side. I'm gonna start the dragon here. There's a chance I need to stop the dragon. I'm gonna do the scuttle first because if this Charvin wants to, he can just walk through mid lane and fight me on dragon. I don't really have the power to fight him. Then I need to just give control, which is okay. If he doesn't do it, I'm gonna take the dragon. If he, for example, invades my top seconds, that would be exactly like I wanted. Yeah, he does walk through. I cannot take it exactly like I expected it to be. Completely fine. Completely fine. I don't want to give it though. He's on it right now. I need to give it. Try to focus the Caitlyn here. Yeah, I cannot. Impossible. Straight up impossible. Easy to base and accept it. We don't have control over grubs. We don't have control over the dragon. Simply because we don't have mid lane control. We need to give up a lot on the map. We have nice base here. I'm gonna go Crux into chickens next. A very interesting position. Okay, he wants to dive. Problem is that I mean, Charvin shouldn't be here. Charvin needs to take his clear. He did both objectives now. Could be an interesting dive. Walk up. They do have vision on me. Yeah, I'm gonna walk up on this. Because they see me, but they don't see Kassim. This is too forced. They needed to wait me a little bit, because now I don't get anything out of this play. I'm gonna escort the Kassadin. In case Charvin tries to kill him. Charvin spot lane. I'm gonna invade his jungle now, because his camp should be up. Simply because he was busy taking grubs, busy taking dragon, and now also busy ganking bot lane. I got wolves. There's nothing I can do bot side. Absolutely zero I can do. I don't want to contest enemy bot scuttle in time. Yeah, it's not easy. No, pretty difficult Bel'Veth game. Charvin is still bot side. He could just kill the Zona if he's in my jungle. I'm gonna go wolves into Grum. You see the Charvin. Want to use all our abilities and then walk up on them. So I clear. Good shutdown. Get the Udi TP as well. We use a wait of our Q to never engage. Nice, really good. He goes deeper. I think this is too deep. Go straight up in. We need to dive this Karma. We're already losing everything mid lane. Nice. I don't have tower aggro, so I can pick this up as well. I'm gonna get bot scuttle next. Problem is I lose my entire topside camps. I don't have any control. Again, because with Kassim you just have such a hard time. I probably lose my entire bot topside camps. I need to give it and just play enemy topside camp, bot side camps. There is nothing I can do about it. I have such a hard time. I think we give it, legit. My goal is to kill Karma somewhere here. I want her to face check this. If she face check this, she's dead. Yeah, she doesn't. There she is. Yeah, she doesn't walk this way. That is a spot. I'm still looking for a play there. Could be really good. There's a shutdown on him as well. We just don't do damage to him. Yeah, we tried. I needed to play it a bit differently. We cannot fight this. Kassin is so weak in comparison to this guy. He's just 3 levels down. I was very close on killing the Silas here because I can flash Q onto him and he dies. But then he also got the Karma Shield. Basically impossible to play. We had full numbers advantage, so macro is very good play to go for. But it's straight up impossible. Yeah, if I had Conqueror in this specific position, I would have killed the Silas here. I don't have any control over top side, exactly like expected. Now game is kind of cooked. I said we have hardcore, giga hardcore losing mid lane. 0 priority, absolutely no control. It's okay, we got this. But also find angles, but they probably have full vision control. We need to constantly have numbers advantage placed. This could be really good. See, the W is pretty easy to sidestep. Was well done from the Karma. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand what we are all doing. We needed to siege together to get this one plating. And I didn't have any peel. They're all kind of lost on the map because we can never play Dragon. The Zona is also autofill, she said in Champion Select. Makes the game really difficult. Because I don't know what she was doing there, what her plan was. And then I had no backup on the Jarvan engage. I cannot go to my topside camps. We cannot play Dragon. We cannot have mid lane control. This was actually pretty good. If we just got the catch on Karma, we should have just got the catch on the Caitlyn there as well. It was kind of free because there's no setup and no disengage options. Let's stay positive here. Very interesting game. We have an interesting game from ahead and now an interesting game from behind. Because this is like, it's not gonna get more difficult than this. You basically have no mid laner that is 3 levels down. You have 0 control. If I had a little bit more control, I would be such in a better position. And Kassin also will outscale the Silas. I think our goal is to keep finding plays. We cannot really help the Udyr. He's always dead. That's okay. How do we play this? We see Silas bot, so we want to make a play here. Silas is spacing. He probably wants to go for TP. It's not playable here. Okay, the entire play is over. He finds an engage as well. Very good Silas TP. Really well played from the enemies. Goal is to find catches for which we come back. This game is hard. Maybe this Caitlyn is a catch. She's alone. Could be it. Yeah, really well played from her. Up to nothing we can do. He just basically just stat checks me. The only way how I play this is I even played it correctly. I just can't play it otherwise. Nothing we can do in this position. Also from a mental perspective, just stay calm. You have to be very tilt-proof. Focus up on the performance. I want to walk closer. Nice, that's 2. I want to kill the Jarvan too. I want to bait the Jarvan to go on me. We want to build numbers advantage play here. This is exactly what we want. We want to bait them. We have a TP coming from behind. We have numbers advantage, which we want to utilize. That's 1 catch. Heal up on the ult here. Disengage. Huge shutdown on Jarvan. We're gonna chase him down. Nice, another shutdown. Maybe we can go deeper. This is exactly what we want. We want to bring chaos into the game. That's our goal with all these catches. It's very good so far. We are playing from behind. We want to bring chaos into the game. Kassin engages randomly. That's a very weird engage. Dragon also spawns. I also have my item on base. But we have to give it now. Enemies are all grouped up together. Really hard to find something. I'm gonna go with sand here because I already have sea caps for survivability. Yeah, looks hard. The enemies have full control over the map. They have all towers, they have all dragons, they have all the grabs. They have basically all the winning lanes. It's really hard. I'm gonna go with my chick. We need to find a catch. Kamazi as well. Nice. This could be a catch if she walks up for a ward. Big, 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 big. We cannot go Baron, that's absolutely impossible. But we can find a catch on them. Baron call is wild from my team. Catelyn is also playing really. The enemies are playing this game really well. Try to find the karma catch here. Okay, I cannot. Getting mid lane control because I'm so mobile. Maybe I get mid lane push while I do Baron. I can't contest the Baron. I'm just gonna push mid lane. That's more gold for our team. I'm gonna try to run me down. Gonna keep running. If we get more time, we take that. Completely fine in this position. Very beautiful. Can't do anything. Enemies wasted an insane amount of time chasing me, but my team then full griefed it. Getting closer to wits. I'm just gonna give my bot inhib. Can only defend the Nexus tower here. I'm not gonna try to keep pushing. If they do, we're gonna kill them. What is that zone ult? I didn't get close to them. We're gonna have towers respawn, so that's okay. Really hard to find a way to walk up to them. Nice, that's one. Look, rewatch how I use my Qs there. Rewatch it. I'm 7-3. Let's see if I find a way to carry this. Gonna defend. We need to play soul. If I give soul, it's gonna be really tricky. I cancel my E animation before with my Q, also very important. Dragon spawns in 20. Probably give. There's no E right now, we can try to kill him. That's GG. We tried our best. 5 into the enemies. Sadly not enough, but as you can see, this is how you play with Bel'Veth from behind. If we're at the Nexus Towers now, we keep playing with numbers, we keep finding catches. Was different, was rough, but I don't want to just show you the games where I'm just shit stomping every single time. We want to have difficult games as well, where I'm basically having 3 losing lanes and mid lane going down 3 levels. And even now, if we had towers there, I think we would be winning the game now, because I already found the comeback chances. I was 8-3 already. 10-3, 10-3, very happy with this performance. It's sadly not enough here. Autofilled bot lane as well. Really difficult game. Yeah, I could have won it. Probably I could have played a tiny bit better, but yeah, that was a hard Bel'Veth game. Wish you the best, and I will look forward to seeing you on the easier Bel'Veth games as well. Kiss your heart, guys. Goodbye. Also, there's one more update to that game right now. I checked, it wasn't 400 LP, it was 700 LP on average, so getting close to Grandmaster. And I got a chat warning now. The chat warning is, don't worry, I carry. I'm Sinerias doing an educational Bel'Veth video. I'm off-stream recording. Do it, well played GG. It's okay, we got this, we win. I'm strong. Find one more catch, give. Bot inhib. Defend, Nexus, probably give. Warning, Riot fucking games. What the fuck?